Today I'm going to be talking about one of the highest paid athletes in the world who goes by the name Naomi Osaka, who has gone viral for multiple things that has been centered around her career and her personal life. And we're just going to get a better understanding who she is.
How did Naomi Osaka become the highest paid female athlete of all time? Naomi was born in Japan but moved to Long Island at 3 years old. In 1999, her father became obsessed with the Williams sisters in the French Open. He went as far as to move to Florida so his daughters could train year-round. Naomi even hopped on the junior circuit, but that didn't last long, and at 14, she entered the Women's World Tour. Now, despite her undeniable talent at such a young age, she was slept on by the US Tennis Association. They didn't buy the hype and chose not to invite her to training sessions. Naomi took it personally, and it may be a reason why she represents Japan and not the US. By 2016, she proved the USTA made a massive mistake. She cracked the top 50 and won Newcomer of the Year. All of a sudden, the USTA offered her training, but she denied. 2 years later, she defeated her idol Serena Williams and was crowned US Open champ at only 20 years old. She's 4-0 in finals and shows no signs of slowing down. In 2020 alone, she hauled in $30 million off the court and jumped Serena to become the highest paid female athlete of all time.
Naomi Osaka didn't only go viral for beating one of the best tennis players of all time, Serena Williams. Serena Williams also had a very negative reaction towards the referee for giving her penalties for so-called cheating and racket abuse, which brought on a lot of controversial opinions about who should have won, who deserved to win, and that also did affect Naomi Osaka's mental state.
You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her and I've never cheated.
If you would.
What's meant to be the crowning moment of the US Open women's singles final is consumed by the crowd's disgust. Serena Williams, the runner-up, had earlier unleashed a tirade at experienced umpire Carlos Ramos and the tournament referee. It started when she was warned for receiving coaching.
I've never got a coaching violation because I don't fill up at score. It's not something I do.
Breaking a racket was her second strike, but greater damage was still to come.
You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology.
And it continued at the change of ends.
Stole a point from me. You're a thief too.
And that's when he handed her a game penalty. The US Tennis Association chairperson praising how Serena handled the presentation.
No more booing!
Little consolation to the first Japanese player to win a Grand Slam.
I know that everyone was cheering for her, and I'm sorry it had to end like this.
A champion unable to truly shine in the moment.
The night after I won, I was doing treatment, and I was just reading a lot of people saying that I didn't deserve to win. And so, oh God, I remember I started crying a lot.
This isn't the only time Naomi Osaka has openly spoken about her mental state taking a downward spiral when it comes to her career and being an athlete and how it actually affects her day in and day out. And I think it's important to highlight that.
It's been a dream, you know. I think that's one of the things that like little kid tennis players look forward to. We want to win Grand Slams, we want to be number one.
No one really knows all the sacrifices that you make.
I think there are moments where it stops being fun for me, but then I realize that I'm super grateful to be in the position that I'm in.
Like when I win, I don't feel happy. I feel more like a relief. And then when I lose, I feel very sad. And I don't think that's normal.
Quick reminder to subscribe, support the channel to 50k, and let's get straight back to it. Regardless of the fact that she is one of the highest paid athletes of all time, she was still struggling with her mental health. She also went viral for getting into a relationship with a rapper called Corday, who she got pregnant by and had a baby girl.
Where did we first meet and what did I think of you?
First met at the Clippers game, and what did you first think of me? I'm like, man, this is handsome.
What? Excuse me?
Naomi Osaka and Corday are breaking up. Rapper Corday and tennis champion Naomi have been together for 4 years. The two just welcomed their baby girl into the world, and now Corday might be walking away. Things were getting shaky back in October when Naomi posted on Instagram that she just wanted someone that will watch the sunset with her. Naomi even went as far as deleting pictures of her and Corday from her Instagram. The birth of their daughter was supposed to bring them closer, but maybe being a father has become too much for Corday, or maybe Naomi's mental health has made it hard for her to love. One thing for certain is, leaving your baby mother after she just gave birth is savage.
On the 7th of January 2025, Naomi Osaka posted, "Hi everyone, just wanted to say that Corday and I are no longer in a relationship. No bad blood at all. He's a great person and an awesome dad. Honestly, really glad our paths crossed because my daughter's my biggest blessing and I was able to grow a lot from our experiences together." I'm also going to share what the rapper Corday also had to say about Naomi Osaka and their daughter and the whole situation regarding the breakup and where they're going to be and how he feels about it, and just a little bit more of his insight so we can have an understanding of where he's at in the whole interaction.
Even speculate about that. Maybe they broke up or anything that speaks to what you was talking about just everything connecting negatively.
Yeah, for sure. Me, honestly, like, I am a super private person. I try my best as much as I can be, like, when it comes to my personal life, to be super private, like, as much as I can be, because some stuff you got to keep for yourself. And when you allow, like, outside opinion, and outside opinions can be family members, you know what I'm saying? And that can get in the way of stuff that's important to you. So, man, when you add the world to that's a whole nother thing. And so, I try to be as private while speaking on it now, but I try to be as private as I possibly can about, like, my personal life, like, you know, even with my daughter and, you know, my relationship and stuff.
Basically, they're both saying that they don't want anyone in their business and they're not really going to give anyone anything to talk about. Now, when we take a look at Naomi Osaka's career, where has it been and where is it going since she got pregnant?
I imagine that the moment you found that you were pregnant, a million thoughts were going on in your head. What was the first most authentic thought you had?
Honestly, I was very worried, but I was just worried because I don't know if I'm gonna be a good mom. And so that was like my biggest concern, but I realized like everyone probably goes through that same feeling and that same experience.
So you went from worry, and then at what point did you go, I could do this, I got this? Are you even there yet?
It's quite clear that Naomi Osaka was quite worried about the type of mother that she was going to be, especially being an athlete. You can see that these things were pacing around her mind, but that did not stop her from getting back into the game and getting back into the court.
Have you set a schedule for next year?
Yeah.
Can you share?
It's definitely way more tournaments than I used to play, so I think some people will be happy with that.
Grand Slams? Will we see you down under?
Yes.
Fantastic. Why are you playing more tournaments than before?
Honestly, I think it's because I realized, like, I don't know how the beginning of the year is going to go for me. Like, I don't know the level of play, and I think I kind of have to ease into it. So, at the very least, I'm going to set myself up for a very...
Just like she did before, she's planning to do it again and take the game by the storm and make her way all the way to the top. Especially now being a mother, she's trying to take it as some type of motivation to really give her that push. Although the complete opposite happened. Instead of winning, she's slowly starting to lose.
I cried when I got off the court, but then, you know, for me, I kind of realized, like, I was watching Ego like win this tournament last year and I was pregnant, and it was just my dream to like be able to play her. So when I kind of think of it like that, I think I'm doing pretty well, and I'm also just trying not to be too hard on myself. I feel like my heart dies every time I lose. It's a little rough because I do take these losses really personally. I'm like coming back from pregnancy, but also it wasn't like in 2022, I was like the best version of myself. So in some way, like I had to catch up to that, and then also I'm trying to pass it at the same time. It's been a little difficult because obviously I can only gauge how I'm doing by results. Like I feel faster, I feel better, but I lost in the second round.
Just curious, and obviously this is a really tough loss. How will this make you stronger?
I hope you can tell me that. I think, I'm not sure. I feel like I learn little things from each match. I think I lost the tiebreaker in Rome, and I didn't lose the tiebreaker here, so I mean, I am conscious of things when I'm playing, so maybe the next match I play, I'll learn little things from today. I think as time goes on, I feel like I should be doing better, but also I kind of talked about this before, maybe a couple years ago or maybe recently, I'm not sure, but I hate disappointing people.
As I previously have shown you before, Naomi Osaka has always struggled with her mental health and how she navigated through it. But the next clip I'm about to show you, a lot of her fans are really worried about her and saying that she's actually starting to cry for help and that the relationship that she had with the rapper is really what pulled her down.
Just gonna be a negative human being today. I'm so sorry. Like, I have nothing positive to say about myself, which is something I'm working on. I think, yeah. I mean, it was my daughter's birthday, so I was happy about that this week. But other than that, it's just today I'm just constantly replaying the match now.
Can we talk about Naomi Osaka? Because if you watched that Wimbledon interview, you might have seen what I had seen. A young woman who looks like she is quietly crumbling. She said, I have nothing positive to say about myself. Not her performance, not her comeback to playing, nothing. Y'all, I don't think that was just about having a bad match. I think that might have been a cry for help. There is a pattern that a lot of us are seeing and talking about here on TikTok. A woman begins to reach superstar status. Suddenly, boom, she's pregnant. While the internet loves the power couple, what we don't talk enough about is the way jealous men intentionally slow down powerful women by anchoring them with a baby before he is emotionally mature enough to be her equal in her support. Naomi gave birth to her daughter back in July 2023. Less than 2 weeks later, she was back in training. We know women in elite sports don't get grace, especially not new moms, especially not Black new moms. She has businesses, endorsements, a legacy to protect. She's also fighting for her spot on the court while trying to show up for her daughter and herself. And we think about her relationship with her daughter's father, Corday. She says that their split was like they were on the same page. And I do believe her. But I also believe he was never really ready for a woman whose star outshined his. He once even said he didn't know who Naomi was when they first started dating. He said, I know Serena. That's it. That was a huge red flag.
The only person to blame here is Naomi Osaka. I don't think people really understand the type of work ethic and the type of sacrifices that athletes take when it comes to being the top of their game. It has nothing to do with rapper Corday and the type of useless relationship that she was engaging in the first place. It has everything to do with the fact that she chose to neglect everything that she worked for a good time that didn't last for a long time. It's quite simple. The baby was never planned. It was never something they wanted. It just happened. Because that is exactly what happens when you have intercourse with someone that is not committed to you officially. So I don't know why a lot of these fans are all blaming this one single person when actually it's her career that's gone to trash. It's her mental state that's only getting worse. And it's her who can be able to even compete with herself. She's struggling to be the best version of herself before she had that baby. That's what's really happening on that tennis court. She's competing with herself, and quite frankly, she is losing, making her career slowly crumbling right in front of her and us as well. The truth is, after she won that Grand Slam and got her money up, her priorities began to change and she began to loosen up like every other female does.